All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paulie. So welcome back to my channel. It is so nice to be talking to you again. So nice. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about what is brake bedding and why does it matter? Is it important? That kind of thing. The answer is short is yes. It's important. It's important that you do bed in the brakes properly. What is it? Well, it's the process of essentially mating new brake pads to new brake rotors. And you're going to replace your brake rotors whenever you replace your brake pads. It's very important. The process of bedding is simply a step-by-step procedure, and I put a link in the description so that you've got the step-by-step, and you can print them out and take them with you when you're on the process of doing the bedding so you remember all the steps, okay? So make sure you check that out, and just give me a like on the video if you appreciate the extra effort there. But yeah, the process of bedding is simply this. Brake pads actually don't adhere very well to a smooth surface. They don't grip very well. So when you begin using your brakes, what you're really doing is you're creating a foundation on the brake rotor surface of used brake material. And so the brake pad is actually mating up against its own material, backed by the steel surface of the brake rotor. And that is what creates a really strong, grippy surface of friction. So the process of bedding is that process of creating that foundation on the surface of the brake rotor for your brake pad to adhere to. And this is another one of the reasons why it's so important that you don't reuse an old brake rotor on fresh pads. You want to get rid of those. For one thing, they're going to be too thin to keep using. You're going to want to put fresh brake pads on a fresh brake rotor so that they can bed properly, and then you get that everything working properly chemically the way it's supposed to, okay? So the process is essentially you're bringing the car up to a certain speed, you're applying the brakes moderately, firmly, slowing the car down to about 5 miles an hour, and then you're repeating that process several times. And then you increase the speed and do that a few more times. And then you drive moderately for a couple of miles, bring the car home, park it, and let it cool down for about an hour. And that's essentially all you need to do to create that good foundation to get things started, okay? So I'm gonna go through the steps with you, step by step. Go ahead and print off the sheet that's linked below so that we can go through them together and you can just get a feel for what's going on, but I'll explain everything to you as we go through the sheet. Okay, so step number one is you're gonna pick your spot. Obviously, you need to pick an area where the ground is smooth. It's sort of an open area where you don't have a lot of traffic. You're going to be able to bring the car up to speed and slow down quickly and not be interrupting traffic or create any hazards while you're doing that. So the first step is to speed up to 35 miles per hour and then slow down to about 5 miles per hour using moderate braking. And you're going to do this 3 or 4 times. The next step is you're going to take the car now up to about 50 miles per hour and slow down aggressively to about 5 miles per hour. And you're going to do this about 4 or 5 times. Then you're going to drive for an additional mile or 2 with light braking. And this helps the brakes to cool down. As you bring the car home, you're going to park it in the driveway or in the garage, whatever. And you're not going to apply a lot of heavy braking. You're going to let the brakes just cool on the way home. So you want to go through as few stops as possible on your way home. Park the car, let it cool, and you will have completed the process of creating a good foundation for the pads to adhere to. Now, if you mess up a few times during the process, it is something kind of new for most people. Don't worry about it. You haven't ruined your brakes or anything like that. This is just an ideal way of going about the process of bedding in the brakes. Another thing to note is you may notice when you first bring the car home and park it, a strong odor coming from the braking area. And that's normal, and it will go away within a few days. You may also notice that the brakes don't have quite the amount of grip that they used to have. But again, through the bedding process and driving it over the course of the next few days, you'll notice that grippiness increase, and they'll be back to their good old awesome performing brakes. By the way, if you'd like to see me perform a brake job, you can check out the link in the description below on a video where I do just that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.